Aunt Jean. Just trying to keep my head on straight.
Yep, I told that lady at the coffee shop to just give me the whole dang coffee pot.
Yep, how are you, Aunt Jean?
Struggling. Girl, I don't feel confident using this fancy Loom, Zoom, whatever it is. Working remotely, honey, for Aunt Jean just feels so different than working in that office.
Have you thought about taking an improv class?
Child, now why would you think I would do that? I need help at work. I'm funny enough as it is. Right?
Yeah, of course, you are certainly funny, Aunt Jean. But improv classes can help develop other skills. Improv can help folks build confidence or just be better public speakers.
Girl, I'm a working woman. I do not have time for a full 8-week class.
You don't have to. The new training center blueprint allows you to take 1, 2, 3, or even all 8 classes. If you only have time to take 1 2-hour class, then you can sign up for that one. You can also bundle your classes and save money.
Well, I do need more help. Plus, I have some hilarious jokes to share. Have you heard
that classes start February 22nd and that folks should sign up ASAP if they want to reserve their spot?
See, your mama didn't raise you right, interrupting your elders.
What did you say, Aunt Jean?
Nothing, child. Where do I sign up?
Well, Aunt Jean, just head to cscchicago.com. If you're still unsure, you can always schedule a time to chat with someone from the training center to help you figure out the best path.
Okay, honey, I gotta find my glasses that I lost again. I'll see you in class, okay?
See you in class, Aunt Jean.
Hey, my name's Jesse Gomez, host of the upcoming movie trivia game show, Person, Place, Thing. It premieres Thursday, April 15th at 7 p.m. on the Comedysportz Twitch channel. My best friend Carlos Diaz created the game, and my buddy Miguel Lepe Jr. wrote it. And each week, I'm going to invite 2 contestants to test their movie knowledge. And you can play along at home as well. We'll give you the person, a place, and a thing from a movie, and you've got to come up with the title.
Hi, I'm Allie Vollmer, and I'm the host of the newest show, CSZM Squares. We'll take 9 crazy characters and trap them on a tic-tac-toe board where they have to answer trivia questions. And our 2 contestants will have to determine, are our characters telling the truth or are they lying? And the contestant with the most points wins. It's simple. It's stupid. It's CSZM Squares. You'll find us Thursdays at 8 o'clock following Person, Place, Thing, only on CSZM Chicago.
Oh, hey there. I was just playing some nighttime jazz here in Chicago. Speaking of nighttime, late night is our favorite new nighttime time of night. We have brand new shows for subscribers only, airing right after our 9:30 match. They're old throwbacks of classic 70s game shows like Super Password, $10,000 Pyramid, Card Sharks, and more. Tune in every Saturday directly after the 9:30 p.m. Comedysportz match and make sure you're a subscriber so you can take a spin of the late night roulette. in 20 years.
Hello, Gladys. Gladys Pumpernickel. It's me, Nana Hannah.
You want my Nana. Hannah, you're not my Nana. You're just Hannah.
Oh, you're such a stinker, Gladys Pumpernickel. My fans on the Twitch call me Nana Hannah. It's my stage nom.
Oh, you have fans?
On the Twitch.
You have Twitch?
I bet you need me to tell you what a Twitch is. Well, here's how it all started.
No. I'm Pumpernickel Up the Jams 42. I stream NBA 2K.
Oh, Gladys. How wonderful for you and your family.
What do you stream on Twitch?
Comedysportz.
Is that an MMORPG? Or is it more of a battle royale situation?
Gladys Pumpernickel, I have no idea what you're saying right now, and I have the right mind to go get an old priest and a new priest and march right over there to bring you some of my world-famous salmon bread, of course.
Oh, I do love your salmon bread.
Anyway, Comedysportz is improv comedy, and my adorable grandson and online winner Jason sometimes plays and tries to make funny voices and characters. It's so much fun. There's barns burning and people speaking in tongues. It's a real gas.
Sounds like a real hoot.
It's a humdinger of a good time.
Sounds like a real rap.
Shenanigans.
Is it quite the bee's knees?
A real hullabaloo.
Oh, the cat's pajamas.
It's a fiasco.
Well, that's a real bowl of spicy salsa.
Jazz. Yes. That's enough, Gladys Pumpernickel.
Oh, well, I'll connect my Prime account right away so I can get them some subscription money.
Gladys, are you a robot?
No, I just mean when you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, the account you subscribe to gets some funds, to help them operate.
Oh, and I have to pay for that, yes?
Hannah Bananasworth, do you know nothing?
No. And I have never heard my last name until now.
If you have an Amazon Prime account, then you can connect to Twitch for free. It's like a little tiny donation to the theater.
Oh, that's so nice. How do I do it?
Oh, I'll explain it for the blue hairs in the room. You go to gaming.amazon.com. Now, if you haven't logged into your Prime account, do that now. I know you're already confused, Nana. Now, you should see an option in the top left corner to link your account. So go ahead and do that and sign in to your Twitch account. It'll give you a little confirmation box. Go ahead and confirm. Okay, you're not going to be giving government secrets away, Hannah. Now, once you've done this and you've confirmed, you can go to twitch.tv/CSZN Chicago. And in the bottom right by the video, there's a little purple box. Press the purple box, Hannah. Now scroll down until you see subscribe for free with your Twitch account. Is that simple? And now you're subscribed. It's done. You finished it. Just like I finished this while we've been talking.
Oh, wow. That was easy like Sunday morning.
You haven't had a Sunday morning since '87.
Oh, Gladys, you're so bad.
You're bad.
Okay, I'm going to tell everyone I know about this magical way to raise money for the Comedysportz. It's so easy, even in...
Oh my goodness.
I was just going about my day in the internet on the world wides of web, and here I am streaming on Twitch. Good evening, loyal fans and people of Twitch, whether you have been to this channel 100 times or you are brand new saying, what is this? We're so glad you are here. It is 7:30 p.m. Central Time with all of us streaming from Chicago. Welcome to CSZN, the Comedysportz Network on Twitch. We are delighted that you have joined us, and you are about to see our 7:30 Saturday night match, which I don't know about you, but I'm strapped into this chair because it's going to be a crazy one. So the Comedysportz match that you are about to see is not comedy about sports. No. It is comedy that is played as a sport. And you might be thinking, your name is Kate. I can see it. Are you in charge of this? I'm not. But I am an important part of it because I am going to be your announcer tonight. So very delighted that you are here. And the first thing that I need to know is, who is here? What exactly is your deal? So what you're going to see is, if you don't already, please open up the chat. In the chat at the very top, you are going to see a poll, and click the little down caret if you don't see it right away, and you are going to see two answers to this question that I got to know. What's the deal? Are you new here, or do you know this thing? Have you seen this thing before? Hi, oh, hello. Hi, Missy Sue. Oh no, why am I on Twitch? I ask myself that question all the time. Swinson, lovely to see you as well. Yes, that's right. Christine, I am your comedy Sherpa for the evening. So far we all know this thing. However, I'm still gonna explain this thing in case there's people who are like, I choose not to vote, and that's your right. But maybe we can talk about that later. Anyways, so like I said, comedy played as a sport. There are two teams that are going to be battling it out through the course of this match, and they are going to be doing that through improvised scenes and games that are going to just blow your mind. That's right, I said improvise. Yep, everybody knows this thing, but I'm going to remind you, because if for whatever reason you've lost your memory between yesterday and today, that would be a tragedy. However, these scenes and these games are going to be completely improvised, made up on the spot, never seen before, never seen again, just for you, just tonight, loyal fans. So can you please, in the way that we do applaud around here, put some 6s and 7s in that chat so that I can just feel the heat of your enthusiasm. I would like to feel that heat. It's chilly in my apartment. I've left the windows open. Anyways, these improvised scenes and games that you're going to be seeing from our two teams all night long will earn them points, and at the end of this, one of these teams will walk away the champion of this Comedysportz match. Now, since they are improvising, they can't just make things up straight off of nothing. I mean, they probably could because they're real funny and smart. However, what I will say is that they are going to be using your suggestions. Now, all these suggestions, they're going to happen through the chat where you've just put that 6 and 7. Hi, Jesse Gomez. Are you new here? Just kidding. But yeah, those that chat is where you're going to put your suggestions, and myself and our referee are going to grab those, and our players will use them to fuel their engine of improvisation that is chugging across the tundra of comedy. So what I would like for you to do is, let's go ahead and, I know you're 6ing and 7ing so much, it's turning into 13s. That is, I know exactly who you are. Oh no, I'm on Twitch, and I will not expose you, but I will say that's funny. Anyways, so the suggestions that you give in the chat will be critical to inspire our folks tonight. So let's go ahead and practice getting some of those right now. So can you please go ahead and put in the chat? So earlier today, I did a little spring cleaning around my house. Nothing crazy, don't worry, it is Saturday. But I did some dishes, I did a little dusting. So can you please put in the chat, what are some cleaning activities that you do around the house, maybe that you don't mind, maybe that really drive you just like up a wall? But go ahead and in addition to these cats and sunglasses, please go ahead and put in the chat some cleaning type activities that you may or may not enjoy doing. Yeah, wonderful. All these great cleaning activities, we gotta do them. We're adults, except for the people who are watching who are children, in which case I say welcome. Speaking of which, when we talk about the people watching our show, something that is really important to mention is that Comedysportz is for everyone. So our matches that we do at 7:30 and 9:30 on Friday and Saturday evenings, They are for an audience, whether you are 5 years old or 500 years old. Please let me know your skincare secrets if so. But we want to make sure that because our audiences are made up of everybody and everybody is welcome, that we are not dunking our hands into the toilet of comedy to pull out our jokes. That's right. So if any of our players that are on our virtual field say something that is lewd, crude, or with a bad attitude, our referee will blow her whistle and call something called the brown bag foul. And that's right, that noise is what happens. What also happens is our player will lose 3 points for their team should a brown bag foul be called on them. Now, you all might be thinking in the chat, well, I can just be footloose and fancy free and type anything I want. Not the case. We have harness technology to put a brown bag bot scanning the chat. So for you all in the chat, keep it clean as well, because we play comedy smart around here. So there are a lot of different shows that we have throughout the week. There are resources that are available to you, merchandise that's available to you through the Comedysportz website. We will give you more information about all of those things as we go. You can already see the schedule in the chat here. But for right now, I think the best thing we got to do is get this match going. So I'm going to go back to our virtual green room and get this match aflame! That's right, I said aflame, because there is going to be a fire on our virtual field this evening as our 2 teams battle it out for Comedysportz. It's Saturday at 7:30, and our challenging team is coming from the western suburbs of Chicago. That's right, it's the Barrington Bears. Now, our lineup for the Barrington Bears for Saturday evening, that's right, you can call her the Ohio Bath Bombshell. It's Maureen Winston! On anchor for the Barrington Bears. From the north side of Chicago, rocking a hairstyle that will blow your mind, it's Kelsey Myers! And your captain of the Barrington Bears. You may not have seen his face in a while, but he has turned into a cat. It's Ryan Ford! Now let's see if the Barrington Bears can be victorious against your defending champions in blue. That's right, it's your downtown Chicago Bears. Leading off for the Bears this evening, she will turn your face into pure sunshine. It's Tara Egan. Next up for the Bears on anchor, a lover of animals, but the meanest man you will ever meet in your life. That's right, it's Simon Collier. And finally, give it up for your captain in blue, leading the bosses to defeat or victory. That's right, Kentucky's own Catherine Gotzik. Now, all of these players would be nothing without a fearless leader to keep this match on track, clean and ready to rumble. So give it up for her. It's your referee, Heather Scholl. Let's Comedysportz.
Yeah! Oh my goodness, Kate, what an intro. Way to kick off the night.
What a lineup. Are you kidding me? What an intro. Like I could intro a bunch of duds and it would be terrible. I'm excited for you all.
I am so excited about this. It is you're witnessing, loyal fans, a rare occasion. The bosses aren't here tonight. It's the Bears versus the Bears.
Yeah, so and you know what happens when 2 bears get into a fight? Only one bear comes out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It could be gruesome tonight. A real bear matchup. So I hope you all packed your picnic.
Hope you get that food up in a tree where it needs to be because heads are gonna roll.
I know, and we could talk about this and commentate on this match all night. But I want to get it started. I want to mention one thing. Even though it's Bears facing off against Bears, they still have to use their technology. So in addition to the foul that you mentioned as referee, there are many fouls I can call. One that I'm going to mention is the technical foul, because these bears are competing on their computers. And if they have a Wi-Fi issue or mostly I'm going to be upset if they forget to unmute or just things that could go wrong there. And there are many, many things that could go wrong when bears use computers.
I mean, whether you're a bear or not, you've been using a computer for like over at least a year and a couple months. So get it together. That's right. Yeah. If something messes up technically, punish them, ref.
Yeah, I'll blow my whistle, call a technical foul, and they will potentially lose points for that foul. So keeping that in mind, I think we are ready to get this hot match started. I need captains to the screen. All right. Oh, wow, this is going to be fierce. Captain Cat, Captain Ryan, please shake hands.
Oh, wow. It's already fierce.
Thank you for that. Okay, since we are all experts in this topic, for a coin toss, normally we toss a coin, we need to determine who's going to call this first game. So I would like for you to we're going to go back and forth. We will start with the Bears in blue. I know what you're hoping for, Captain Cat. It's not going to be Canadian provinces. I need you to name for me famous bears.
Yogi.
Okay, we're going.
Oh, Jay Cutler.
Brian Urlacher.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Khalil Mack.
Hesitation. Also, I don't know who that is. Ryan, you win.
It's like the first time Mitchell Trubisky's won.
You know, I will admit, as a referee, I wasn't expecting Chicago Bears. I was hoping more like Yogi. But anyway, Captain Ryan, you won that one. So you get to choose this first head-to-head. This kid set the tone for the whole match. What do you want to challenge the Chicago Bears to?
Listen, Ref Heather, if I know anything about bears, it's that they're great at keeping in touch with their loved ones. Yeah. So we'll play gramophone.
Kat, do you accept?
I do.
All right. Screen your first player. We're going to play the game of gramophone. For this game, in the chat, fans, Mark, you're already on it. That's amazing. I need initials. Throw them in there. They can be your initials. They can be initials of a friend, of a favorite famous bear, whatever you please. These players are going to be making calls home to their grandmama. Then they will give a new suggestion to the next player and pass the phone off based on the initials. So if the initial was HS, like me, I might say, okay, Grandma, actually I need to transfer you. Your high school is waiting to talk to you. HS, high school. They might all be that exciting. We all want to go back to our high school, right? Hello, David Yance, everybody. That was perfect. All right, so let's see here. Our first player, why don't we start with the Chicago? We already got it up there. There's Kat right there on my screen. I don't know what I was looking at. Kat's gonna start. I love all of these. We've even got people throwing 3 initials in. That could be fun later. But your first ones are going to be RT. We're gonna start with RT for the game of gramophone. Kat, are you ready?
Yes. Hey, Grandma? Yes? How are you? No, we're all here. We're all here. When would you, are you having a good day? Hold on. I'm just going to let you talk. There's this right terrier right next to me.
I'm a terrier. No, Grandma, I would want more peanut butter next time, not less. Oh, Grandma. Oh, Grandma, hold on really quick. There's a rotting tomato that wants to talk to you.
Whoa, Well, I was going to go to Roma, but I don't think I'll be able to make it. Oh, hold on. It looks like there's a rude turkey waiting for you.
Grandma! Grandma! No, Grandma. No. Oh, hold on, Grandma. Righteous Trent wants to speak to you.
Yes, that's right. I won everything I've ever competed in before in my life, so I actually am quite correct in my confidence. Grandmama, win something sometime. Oh, so sorry, there's a rejuvenated Twitterer here to speak with you.
Oh, God, yes! Oh, 140 characters and they gave us more. I have a new life! A new lease on life, baby! Oh, Grandma!
Okay, we're gonna pause. Ryan, you're still gonna get to give your RT, but the next initials for cat will be PQ. And fans, pay attention to which team you think you like better because we're gonna vote later. Okay, continue on.
Grandma, hold on. There's a petite Quaker on the phone.
Thanks! Hi! I'm just going to sit here and just wait for the moment to move me to say something. I feel like I would like to have someone else speak to you. That's moving me right now. Here, talk to this pretty quick person.
Hey, Grandma, remember how pretty I am? Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, look how good I look. Yeah, hey, Grandma, you can't see me right now, but I'm very beautiful. And okay, look at my hair. It goes like how pretty people. Okay, whoa, Grandma, there's a polite question wanting to talk to you really quick.
Hey, Grandma, no, I don't want to be a bother. Just if you have a minute. Do you have a minute? Listen.
I'm interrupting this very polite question to tell you that your new initials are GW.
Okay, well, if it's not a good time, then I'm just gonna, it looks like there's a goose whisperer on the other end. Here, just hold on.
Hello, Grandma. Grandma. No, I don't. Grandma, hold on. We have this gravy waiter who would like to speak to you.
Well, yeah, that's right. It's flour-based, so we do the roux first, and then you add more liquids and you cook it down so it gets the brown from the bottom of the pan. We could do a gluten-free, but it wouldn't get the roux right. Grandma, I'm so sorry. There's a gargantuan windbreaker here who wants to speak with you.
Yeah, that's right, Grandma. I'm covering up the gym coach. Yeah, I get to do that now. Yeah, come.
Relax the game!
Ooh, speaking of talking, I mean, I don't know how this audience and these fans are going to vote, but that poll is up.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I never thought I would need to see the personification of a windbreaker, but I'm glad that I have.
And also, I just gotta say, the amount of items from these players' homes that were just like willy-nilly, just like thrust at their face. I am personally concerned about it, especially Catherine's cat.
No, that cat
has an actual cat on her.
That cat's perfect.
I love that cat so much. Goodness. I mean, I would say, if you don't follow that cat on Instagram, what are you even doing with your life? So yeah, poll is coming in. It's coming in hot.
Close.
We have the Bears are ahead of the Bears by just like about 6. Ooh, now just 5. Ooh, just 0. Ah! Oh my gosh, they are totally at neck and neck, and we are just the last. Oh my gosh, by literally 4 votes, the red Barrington Bears, the red team, get the first 5 points of the match.
Oh my goodness, so close. This is any indication of how the night's gonna go. We are in for a treat. Okay, well, we've got Captain Ryan on the screen. Ryan, you took those first 5 points. You won that coin toss. You're kind of on top of the world right now. The world is your oyster.
I feel like Pooh Bear with his head stuck in a jar of honey. This is great.
Yeah, just real happy and not wearing pants. Am I right?
You can only see me from here on.
Just a windbreaker. Ryan, what game would you like to play for your team choice to get more points?
No, my face matches my jersey. Excellent. We'd like to play the game of Conjunction Junction, please.
Ooh, all right. Screen your team.
Rawr!
For the game of Conjunction Junction, fans in the chat, to get us started, I would love a suggestion of a location, maybe something that you think would fit in this room behind me, like a small boat or, you know, a living room, because that's what it is. Some of those suggestions, please. Location. And the Barrington Bears are going to be doing a scene for you. However, I can blow my whistle and shout out a conjunction. A connecting word. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? They will have to repeat that conjunction and continue on with what they were saying, utilizing that. I can add in as many conjunctions as I would like, and I have a handy-dandy list of connecting words here on my phone. All right, some wonderful suggestions have come into the chat. Oh, these are fun. Okay. I really like this. I think it's so specific. Your suggestion for the game of Conjunction Junction is a golf cart. Barrington Bears, are you ready?
Yeah! Yes!
Begin.
I don't have my permit yet, but that shouldn't be a problem.
That's okay. I don't have my permit either, but we can practice on my dad's golf cart.
Let's tear up a lawn, Bridget. Unless you really like grass, and then we can just use the pathway as we're supposed to.
I'm a little torn because I like grass, but that sounds like a lot of fun, Tanya.
Even if
we have to ruin our my dad's lawn, like, that's okay, I think.
I think he would understand for learning purposes and better.
Excuse me, Tanya, Bridget, what are you doing to my perfectly manicured lawn?
Moreover,
I have not been drinking. Okay, I was at work all day. I'm gonna stop you before you ask any more questions.
Mr. Cunningham, it looks like we have a mutually beneficial relationship here.
Consequently,
I will not demand money from you if you let us tear up your lawn and we never saw you.
Provided that
you don't tell my mom.
Until
I am grown and like 21.
Am I being extorted?
Whether or not
I'm being extorted is irrelevant, okay? Yet, it is interesting that you have those sort of skills at your age. Color me impressed.
Look, Bridget, or Tanya was telling me that, she didn't have her permit, but I think what she meant is she was too busy getting her law degree to learn how to drive.
And
that I should go to law school with her, but in order to get there, we have to take the golf cart.
Rather than
like a bus.
So
I'm gonna practice how to drive in the lawn. So if you notice some tire marks, just close your eyes.
Make a wish.
Count to 3.
Turn out the candlelight.
Even though
your house has electricity and you don't really use candlelight, but it's a metaphor. Anyway, hop in, everyone. We're going right in.
This is great.
It's a game. Okay, loyal fans, I need you to keep that game of Conjunction Junction locked away in your brain because you're going to vote for it later.
Yes, and I agree with Amanda that I'm always down for more Boys to Men lyrics seamlessly incorporated into a scene.
Speaking of the action happening in the chat here, thank you so much, Chris Deshano, for all of your gift subs. Oh my goodness, thanks for gifting to our community. Love to see it.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Captain Cat, you're already on the screen. Amazing. Thank you for joining me. You don't have any points yet.
Well, we're winning in golf. Hey, I took their scene and I kung fu'd it to my own advantage.
That was a good callback. You do have an opportunity to get points here. To tie it up to make par. Golf. So what would you like to play for your team choice round?
We're going to play Town Hall.
Town Hall. Okay. For this game, you need to send a player out of the room. Who is going to be leaving for this Town Hall?
Tara is going to be leaving for this Town Hall.
All right. Well, we're all going to wave, and we know that Tara is going to be stepping out, unable to hear what is happening as we prepare for this game. So fans in the chat, I need a few suggestions for the game of Town Hall. I need to know a location in a town. So I mentioned high school earlier. That's an example, or the local golf course. So what are other locations that you might find in every town, a classic small town location? I also need a problem that's happening in this town. It doesn't have to be a real problem. It could be something like there's too many turtles, or
no such thing.
That would actually be pretty good. But yeah, it could be something like that, something slightly fantastical or mundane that wouldn't necessarily be a real problem. And finally, I need a celebrity. They're going to have to fix this problem before this celebrity shows up in town. So give me your favorite movie star or musician, someone that you wouldn't mind hanging out with that you think seems cool, because that's who's coming to town. Okay, we've got some great suggestions here. So your first suggestion, the location in town is, yes, the local Dairy Queen. Thank you, Allie. We also, there's some other good ones in here too.
I want a blizzard.
Oh, the woof. Yep. All of the, that's real. Oh no, this town is out of pennies.
How are they going to buy anything that only costs a cent?
Yeah, you can't nobody's getting any dilly bars at the Dairy Queen if you're out of pennies.
I love the barn burners.
Yeah, out of pennies. And I do want to shout out Pad for suggesting the celebrity of Rob Grabowski, but
he's the mayor.
Yes, but I am gonna go with, from Mark Wilder, Chuck Norris is coming to town.
Oh yeah.
So Tara is going to be speaking at Town Hall. And the members of the town are going to, when they want to solve this problem, they have to get Tara to understand all of these three things to guess them. So without further ado, we're going to welcome Tara back into the room. I'm going to be keeping track on my my timer here. Let's say we'll do 4 minutes, and I think that you can do it in less than that.
Oh, yeah.
How much time did you give us?
Is that too much? Did I do it wrong?
No, I'll take it. Are you kidding me?
Okay, how about this? If you do it in 3 minutes, I'll give you a bonus point.
You got it.
So really, really go for it. I'm urging you to go for the 3 minutes.
I got it. We got it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I have texted Tara to come back, but I don't see her back quite yet.
I just texted her too.
Uh-oh.
Maybe she had to step away for a moment.
Let's text all those ladies upstairs in her home.
It's too bad I started the timer. Oh, let's see here. I do want to get this.
I got it. And you know what?
Oh, I see her. Here she is. Okay.
Just like a real town hall, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Tara, you have stepped into the town hall. You are ready. There is a timer going and a potential bonus if your residents get you there sooner. Are you ready for the game of town hall?
I'm ready for the game of town hall. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very important time to come together and discuss what's happened. Yes, please.
Mr. Mayor, it's me, Penelope Groundstand, and I was just going to take all my kids there after their t-ball game. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Absolutely. If kids after a t-ball game can't go and get a treat, then what is the point of t-ball? I'm absolutely in agreement with you. Yes.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, yes, and of course, hello. It's good to see you again.
Yes, it's me, Mr. Humbledy Bumbledy down at the local library. You know me, yes. I just don't know why you would be so intolerant to this place.
Of course, it's less of an intolerance and more of just facing the reality of Dairy Queen being so specific to people who can eat dairy, you know?
I appreciate your honesty.
Hey, it's me, Coach Graham. Listen, thank you very much for addressing the problem at the Dairy Queen. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't add up. You know,
It doesn't
the financials of the town.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Coach. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm, the town royalty.
Hello,
Yes,
Your
hello.
Highness. How
Thank you. You know, this doesn't really affect me as I'm very wealthy, but I could see how this could affect others in the town.
We have pretty much run out of money. We'll never be wealthy again.
But like you could be more specific. Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
My
goodness.
I mean, like, when the town runs out of money, what are we supposed to do? Just wait for it to come from heaven?
Yes, the money will rain from the sky.
What denominations come from heaven, right?
Dollars come from heaven, as well as other denominations. Indeed. Well, thank you, Town Hall. All of you.
Sorry, just
1
me again.
minute. 1 minute.
Just one more thing. $1
$1 bills are falling from the sky, and
that doesn't make sense.
Yes, just like a smaller.
1 penny is also falling from the sky. We love Mr. Lincoln on his little face there. Yes. Yes, please.
It's me. It's Delilah Bellhop from reporting from the high school.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
I am just like to say that this person is about to walk in here from the Lone Star State, and we can't be out of pennies when that's happening.
Well, and it would be so embarrassing if Christopher Walken would arrive here
10.
right now.
He's going to kick more butts than that. He's just going to kick him in the butts.
Chuck Norris is a dangerous man, and we want to get this sorted.
Tell us what the whole thing is.
Absolutely. Well, we are here in the Dairy Queen, and it is raining pennies from the sky, and we must put it to an end before Chuck Norris comes and kicks all of us in the hiney.
That is the game. Ooh, close. No bonus point, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, no. But, speaking of points, there's another poll that's happening right now because those 2 teams played 2 games, but you can only vote for 1.
All right, let's see if it's
That's just
another
That's how life goes. Teach the children. Life is just going to be tough.
Yeah, and you have to choose. Life is full of difficult decisions.
It's full of hard decisions. Sometimes you can only choose one thing, even though you really appreciate both. I mean, and speaking about things to be appreciative of, I mean, after this match, there's another match at 9:30. And then after that, oh my gosh, at 11:30 Central, for all you night owls who are subscribers to this channel, we have our late night roulette playing tonight. You never know which game show you're gonna see, and you gotta be a subscriber to see it.
Yeah, so much good stuff. All those people who got,
oh my god, there's a way, you know, if you just click schedule. Okay, so our, whoa, oh my gosh, again, by a tiny margin, only 54%, the downtown Chicago buses, they have got the points, they're on the board, and we're tied up, ref.
oh my goodness, a tie match. Oh, all these bears.
Wow.
And the barn is burning. Oh, all right. Captains are on the screen. Kat, since you won those last points, I'm going to give you the opportunity to choose another head-to-head to challenge the Barrington Bears to. What game would you like to play?
Jersey Diner.
Ooh, Captain Ryan, do you accept?
Of course I accept. What a fun game.
All right, screen your teams. Fans in the chat, I need a lot of suggestions, a lot of, let's go for nouns, person, place, things, objects, things that are in the room that you're in that you're looking at, things that you would buy at Target if you could. How about also some states in the United States, animals that you think are cute, all kinds of fun things.
My cat, my home city, my home state of Maryland.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? Because tonight, all of those things are on the menu. That's right. You're going to a diner. It could be any old place you want, but this one is in Jersey, right? You got to go to a classic diner sometimes, and you want to order the special. But our players are going to go straight for the joke instead of doing a scene or song or game for you here. So it's going to go something like this. If the menu item that I took from you was banana, I might be like, "Oh, honey, you don't want to order the banana. It's not very appealing." There it is. So our players are going to be taking your order and giving you all the hot advice about the menu. I'm going to call on them, Burn Box style. I'm just going to call out a name, and they're going to have to deliver this Jersey Diner joke. Wonderful suggestions coming in. Feel free to keep adding them in as the game goes on. Oh, I got to scroll back here. I don't want to miss anything.
So many good ones.
So many good ones. I'm going to pick the first one then. Kate, I might come to you, so pick out your favorites. Your first suggestion is, yeah, sure, Julasco. Julasco is your suggestion for the game of Jersey Diner. Players, are you all ready?
Yes.
Roar.
Kelsey.
Oh, honey. You don't want to eat the Julasco. There's too much to choose from.
Oh, Simon.
Oh, sweetheart, you should not get the Julasco. I'll tell you what, it's a soup and there's just nothing in stock.
Maureen.
Oh, honey, you don't want to get the Julasco. It's a real gross-ery.
Tara.
Oh, darling, honestly, I wouldn't order the Julasco. It's been sitting out all day.
I love Aldi. Oh, man.
Kate, what's a favorite suggestion that you saw in the chat?
Yes, for sure. So my family's watching, and they put some good suggestions in here, and since I favor them, they said Prince. So, and you can take that however you prefer. So Prince.
Perfect. Okay, Ryan.
Oh, hon, listen, you don't want to order the Prince, or as I call it, the meal formerly known as meat.
Cat.
Oh, sweetheart, don't order the Prince, okay? Let's go crazy. Order something new.
Maureen.
Oh, honey, don't order the Prince, or as I call it, the little red Snorvet.
Simon.
Okay, honey, here. I'm gonna tell you a secret about the Prince, all right? It's from yesterday and it's a little hairy. Like Prince Harry, he's a guy. Okay, thank you.
It's not going to get much better than that plus that sound effect on top of it. It's in here twice in a row, which is awesome. Your next suggestion is Arizona, and you know where I'm going. Tara.
Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, darling, you don't even want to order the Arizona. You'll be Grand Canyon sad about it. And also, I have so many facts in my head about Arizona that all want to come out at the same time. And it was just really overwhelming about this.
Okay. Think
from
on
Arizona.
It. Okay. Maybe we'll
Arizona.
Maybe we'll come back around. Kelsey.
Oh, honey. Okay. You see, you're going to want to get the Arizona. You want to know why? Because we got everything from A to Z.
Simon.
Oh, okay. Here's today's little tasty tidbit. I'm going to tell you what you need. I'm going to give you an Arizona on the house because it's my favorite dessert.
There it is. Okay, Tara.
Arizona, you would want to order the Arizona because it would be a great treat for you and your Valentine because Arizona was made a state. That's right, on February 14th, 1912.
Just a fact, not a joke, just a fact.
Coming to Twitch in sometime soon, Arizona Facts with Tara. Kate, can I get another suggestion?
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. How about bubbles?
Ooh, bubbles, okay. Maureen.
Oh, honey, you don't want to order the bubbles. You'll just be popping all night.
Cat.
Oh, sweetheart, definitely order the grape flavored bubbles. They're so purple. They're so purple. Mm-hmm. They're so purple.
Ryan.
Okay, I got your order, Mr. Jackson, and what will the chimp be having?
You did it.
Kelsey.
Oh, no. Oh, hey. You know what? We don't need to talk about the bubbles. You smell great. You smell so good. I could smell you from here.
We're all just giving facts now.
That's the game.
We're now playing Foxworthy, so it'll be...
Whew, I mean, I learned a lot. I did laugh a lot, too.
Yes.
I mean, and jokes, facts or no, people are still gonna have to vote on which team they preferred. You know, whose Arizona Facts did they prefer? Whose bubble situations do they prefer? I mean, is it the Bears or is it the Bears? Like Maureen has a real note-taking pad.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there was costumes. There's a lot to consider in this one.
There's a lot to consider and a lot on the line because this is the final bit of points before we go into our 6 things round. So.
Oh yeah, so loyal fans, this is the last time that you can really express your opinion. From here on out, it's kind of all skill, and that gets very stressful for these players, right? So yeah, State 48. I mean, I've heard a lot said about Arizona. I lived in Arizona for a very long time. My family's there, and I love Arizona, but I don't know if I'd get as flustered if I had to. Oh my gosh.
Immediately overwhelmed.
Here we go again by a small margin, although this time a little bit more by 59%. Bosses or Downtown Chicago Bears, you got it. You are now in the lead 10-5.
Oh my goodness.
No.
All right, captains are on the screen here. That means that the Chicago Bears have an advantage going into the 6 things round, the hardest game we play here at CSCN. To play 6 things, you don't have a choice. You're just going to do it, but you each have to send a player out of the room for this game. Who will be leaving for the Chicago Bears?
That will be Simon.
All right, we're going to say goodbye to Simon. And who's going to be leaving the Barrington Bears?
The only member of our team who could for sure beat up Leonardo DiCaprio, Maureen.
Okay. Maureen is leaving and going to beat up Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, so we're going to get all kinds of suggestions from you fans because this is a tough game. We need to make our activities real tough. So announcer Kate got some fantastic suggestions early on here of
on the
active,
sly.
yeah, sneaky active activities. I'm seeing them on the screen here. We're going to make them a little bit more challenging by getting some replacements. So I'll start with thing number 1, putting away dishes. Fans in the chat, can I please get a, let's do a location that you visit regularly, like a grocery store or a car wash or something like that. And then I also would love an item that you think is really cute, like a teddy bear or a cute painting.
My cat.
Yeah, Kate's cat.
My cat.
Ooh. Okay, so you're putting away your dishes, but you're putting them away at the dog park. And the dishes are Beanie Babies.
Ooh. What a fun dish experience.
Mm-hmm. Kate, I'm going to have you do number 2 for us.
I would love to get number 2. So for number 2, our friends are going to be dust busting. Everybody likes to bust some dust. So in the Jason, who you all can't see, don't give me that face. So in the chat, can you please go ahead and put for me, oh gosh, just like your favorite band when you were in high school. So think back to those beautiful days. So what I'm going to see is I'm actually going to use something that wasn't used before. Emmy is me. Thank you. I'm going to say instead of the dustbuster being a dustbuster, it's a piglet. Oh, it's a baby pig. Yes, and so instead of dust busting by yourself, they will not dust bust alone. No, Christine, I see you and I hear you. Me too. They will be dust busting with the Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice. Okay. I just now read the final number 6, and that's
courtesy of Pad Connolly, by the way.
All right, but we're going to move on to activity number 3, which is one of my favorite things. We're watering plants. Okay, got to take care of them. So I need now a suggestion of something that you would find in your home, an object that you don't use very often. Like for me, it's a tape measure, you know, kind of hangs out in the junk drawer, or some AAA batteries. An object that you have but you don't use often. And I also would like a suggestion of a celebrity or a person that you would enjoy getting brunch with, that you think would be fun to just, you know, have a mimosa with and pick their brain.
My cat. Just feed her a mimosa. She's fine.
Ooh. Oh, these are some good ones. Okay. And it's funny because I know that I said something you don't use often, so looking at some of these. Okay, so we're going to take the plants are an ironing board, and you are watering plants with, or let's say the water. Your water is, someone wrote Kate Cohen.
Oh, that's my family. I mean,
and then people are writing Edna. Okay, but I'm going to take Mindy Kaling. The water is Mindy Kaling.
I love it.
I think that would be a wonderful brunch.
What a great, amazing brunch. Okay, so next we are going to be changing the sheets. Something that I know we all do probably every 2 days, right? Because we're millionaires. So we're going to be changing our sheets. But in the chat, can you please put for me, if you were going to go to space on a 5-year mission, and you could take like one personal thing with you just for kicks, what would you take with you? So go ahead and put that in there. And so I'm going to use something that I saw a little bit earlier, and I don't think, we didn't use it yet. So I'm going to use, Allie, your suggestion from a little bit earlier. So the sheets themselves are actually going to be the game Twister. Nice. What?
I liked that one.
I'm going to make it a little bit more specific. It's going to be a Twister mat, because that feels like a sheet to me. So your sheets are going to be a twister mat, and your this is really actually just like an interesting thing of like what people would take with them, which is really interesting. Okay, great. Oh yeah, all right, I'll take it. So instead of changing the excuse me, you're not changing sheets on a bed. The bed itself is actually going to be a crossword puzzle. Twister and a crossword. My ideal date.
Okay, we are dusting those piano keys. You gotta do it, you gotta do it. I would love a suggestion of a landmark that you would like to visit, like Mount Rushmore or the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Can be international or right here in the United States, a landmark. And then how about also something that is very, very large, like an elephant or a boat, a houseboat. Yep.
Both big things.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so the piano itself is Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And the dust oh my goodness. The dust is an ego.
Ego?
Yeah, it was Mark Wilder wrote My Ego, but I just like ego. Like,
ego,
you know,
yeah. The idea of ego. Oh, I love it. Okay, do you want me to get the last one, Heather?
Oh, yes, please.
You got it. Okay, so this last one, like I said, courtesy of Patrick Connolly, this is relocating a spider. And Pat, I want you to know I took this because if there's one thing I was raised on, it was the idea that spiders are our friends. So we do not kill them, we take them outside. And sometimes we also just leave them alone and let them do their thing. So we are going to be relocating a spider, taking it outside and letting gross thing for you. And so, Pat, a spider leasing agent. Yeah, you like to capitalize on those spiders. Okay, I'm going to use a suggestion that I actually saw twice come up before for the spider from Oh No Why Am I on Twitch and from House of Stark. We are going to say the spider is actually the Mall of America. Remember, these last two are worth 10 points, so they're gonna be harder. And you're actually not taking it out of the house. The house is not a house at all. It is, Pat, I mean, I know I'm playing favorites here. Oh, actually, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna say that the house is rotten eggs. I'm not gonna take yours again, Pat, because I already took it. House is rotten eggs.
Right. And we are going specifically, those eggs gotta be rotten.
They gotta be rotten.
It's thing number 6.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, we've done it. We've got 6 things and incredibly difficult replacements. Kate, you're gonna get our guessers to come back here.
Ooh, you know it, yeah.
They're gonna come back as I explain to you what's about to happen for our fans who may be joining for the first time. We're gonna play the game of 6 things. Our 2 guessers who have no idea what those activities and replacements are going to come back in, and their teammates are going to have to get them to guess all of that. They can't just tell them though. They can only use the tools of mime and gibberish. They can act out the activity, and they can use gibberish. Skabadi, gazi, budaba, zuba, splooshy, splooshy. Yep. They don't have all the time in the world for these. They have 1.5 minutes per activity. We're going to alternate through. Blue is going to start. They will have 90 seconds on the clock, and then they will provide their guess. If they guess incorrectly, the other team gets the opportunity to steal those points. So with all of that in mind, things 1 through 4 are worth 5 points each. As we mentioned, 5 and 6 are harder. Those are worth 10 points each. If you're doing the math here, that is an additional 40 possible points on the line. It is anyone's match, though the Chicago Bears have an advantage going into this. It really doesn't matter when you get into 6 things. So I believe we are just about ready. I'm gonna make sure we have a thumbs up here from our fantastic stage manager, Jason, guys. Shout out. 90 seconds on the clock for your first activity and the game of 6 things. Chicago Bears, are you ready?
Yes!
Begin.
Sababa. Oh, sababa. Oh, sababa. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh.
Sabawa. Shaba.
Oh, it's a swoop, a swoop.
Asaka ibashasara. Asa.
It's Shababa. The Sabadaba, Saba, Saba.
It's for gosh.
Saba, swoop. Saba. Sabada, tick, 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 tick. Oh, Saba.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys.
All right. We got some time left. 33 seconds, I believe, is what you have. That's what we got remaining. Simon, what are you doing?
Well, I'm putting away those dishes, and my little kitchen is a doggy's leash, and the plates themselves are little beanie babies.
All right, you are close. You've got the activity and you know what your dishes are. You got to clean up that location. You've got 33 seconds. Go.
Saba. Woo, Saba. Woo, Saba. Saba.
We have 10 seconds left.
All right, Simon, what are you doing?
All right, I'm putting those little dishes away, my little baby dishes. But I'm in a dog park.
Ooh, yes, that is 5 points.
5 points to the bosses.
All right, with those additional 5 points to the bosses, that gives them an even more of a lead. But we are bringing our Barrington Bears to the screen for activity number 2. Resetting the clock to 90 seconds. Players, are you ready?
Rawr!
Yeah!
Go!
Sabagaso! Scorch!
Asa Agorna, huh?
Sabagaso, Shabaga, Asapa, Flunk, Kunk, Shabada, Kunk.
Sadaga Asa, Frasa, Kunk, Dadaba, Poof, or Zadaba.
Sa, Pakachato, Fluk, Cook, Toink, Shopa. Asaba. Asaba.
Ashkura.
1 minute.
It's a finger pop. It's a finger pop. Squeeb up, beep up, booba doo. Oh, skabooga doo. It's gonna boom. He's a one.
Oh, ow.
It's got.
Oh, so get a
Sabagaso, shoot. Asa, Kachupu, Afwagaba. Sabagaso, flu, shaka, Asa, da-da-da-da-da, do-do-do-do-do. Sabagaso, Asa, Sabagaso, poof, poof, poof.
Oh yeah.
Are we good? Are we good to guess? Okay, we
got 3 seconds left.
3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
All right, I am dust busting.
Yeah.
My dust buster is a piglet, and I am dust busting with the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins.
Ooh, you are very, very, very close. Yes, you're dust busting. That dust buster is a piglet. You're too specific on that final thing. You've got 3 seconds. I believe in you.
3.
Time
has expired.
That is time. Tell me what you're doing.
I am dust busting. My dust buster is a piglet, and I'm doing it with the Smashing Pumpkins.
That is correct. That is my point. Ooh, we did it. Oh my goodness.
Top 6 things.
I laughed so hard at the twangy old McDonald from Kelsey that I swallowed water wrong and it like felt pain going down my chest as I had to mute myself. I was like, oh.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. It was worth it. But we're moving on to thing number 3. What's the scoring update going into this?
We are still anybody's game. We are in favor of the Bears, 15-10 over the Bears, and the Chicago Bears.
All right. Well, those Chicago Bears are up for activity number 3 and a minute and a half on the clock. Players, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Asaka ke ibasa, asaka asaka isasa. Esa baba sirobi. And then sada bagasha upasa. Hey, sploosh, 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 sploosh.
Go, go, go. Isa.
Daba shasaraga isa. Ika sada isa.
Oh, is. Oh, yeah.
Shibada.
Sabada?
Yeah.
Sabada?
Swoosh.
Saba. Saba. Isaba. Badaba. Saba. Shabada. Saba. Saba.
Oh, yeah, Isa. Isa, what? Oh, yeah.
You have 30 seconds.
Isaraba kishi saragasa. Siba sara asa bisa. Saraba ika shi saraba esa bisa disa. Okay, so isa.
10 seconds.
Asara asa. Saraba.
That's it. Time's expired.
Oh, that is time. I cannot wait. Simon, what are you doing?
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just planting some flowers, watering those little flowers. I'll take it. And then a little flower is an ironing board. And the vase that my flowers are in are Bill Nye the Science Guy.
100%.
Okay, yeah, the activity watering plants and the plants were correct. The second replacement, unfortunately incorrect. That means, Maureen, you have the opportunity to steal for 5 more points. What are you doing?
All right, I'm watering plants. The plants are an ironing board, and the thing I'm planting them in is Tubby.
Oh,
yes.
Unfortunately, not correct. The water was Mind Eye Kale Mindy Kaling. Of course. But no points awarded there. Though I don't think I've seen anyone split it up things by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Simon go, oh no. Here we go.
So many words and so many
things. Oh, so wonderful, but no points there. We got to move on. Still anybody's match here. Thing number 4, we've got our Barrington Bears on the screen in a minute and a half on the clock. Players, are you ready?
Yeah.
Roar.
Begin.
And aska pushka ba.
Sagara asa cook.
Shabaka, floop. Shinakasa washa. Flip, cuckoo. kaka ashaba fluk.
It's gonna swooshy wooshy. It's gonna skapoofa. It's gonna pop. Fucking gaga. Oh, skapooshka do.
Ooh, asana
Oh,
akaratata.
skapooshka boo.
Oh, asada shanana.
5, 3, There are 3. We will refer to 3 seconds.
All right, Maureen, what are you doing?
Great, I am making the bed. My sheets aren't sheets, but they are an insane cuckoo from inside a clock. And the mattress isn't a mattress, but it is a diary or a journal.
Ooh, okay. You're floating around the area on all of those things except one. Your activity needs to be cleaned up a little bit. That last one is close, but that first replacement is not. You've got 3 seconds, though. I believe in you.
3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry. That's all.
All right. I think that probably cleared it up. Maureen, what are you doing?
I got it. I am changing my sheets.
Yeah.
And my mattress isn't a mattress. It is an Encyclopedia Britannica, and the sheets aren't sheets, but they are the ghost of phone books past.
That's it. We won.
How I wish that was correct.
You were changing sheets. Simon, you
totally.
the possible steal here, 5 for 5 points. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm changing my little sheets, and the mattress is a bullet journal specifically because it's hip with the kids, and then the sheets themselves are Mickey Mouse's counter because he's got a fancy island that he eats his treats at.
Oh, unfortunately not. You were changing sheets. The bed was a crossword puzzle. And I think we all learned a game that we maybe don't want to play with Ryan Ford. The sheets were a twister mat.
Ryan Ford is an aggressive twister mat.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So unfortunately, no points on thing number 4. So we are.
Score hasn't budged, Ref. We're still 15-10 in favor of the Blue Bears.
All right. Well, it's tricky now. All it takes is maybe one of these things to change the match. So we're moving into our 10-point round. We've got the Chicago Bears back on the screen for thing number 5 and a minute and a half on the clock. Players, are you ready?
Oh yeah, rawr.
Yeah. Go!
So tick 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 tick. It's about.
One minute.
Yes.
30 seconds.
All right, we're ready to guess.
All right.
What's that time check?
We have 16 seconds remaining.
All right, Simon, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, totally. So I am dusting a piano because you do that on a regular basis. And my piano itself is the beautiful Irish countryside. And then my dust is just like the concept of when you're just like a cool dude.
Concept of cool dude. Okay. Unfortunately not. You are dusting a piano. You gotta clean up these other things a lot. You've got 16 seconds. Anything can happen here. Here we go. Begin.
Dunk, 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 dunk.
Oh, yeah.
It's a B, C.
5 seconds. 4,
It's a B.
3, 2. That's it. Your time is I don't know what happened, but there's no more time.
Time, hey. Okay, whoa, woo, that was some sweet guitar. That is time. Simon, what are you doing?
Well, that cleared everything up because I'm dusting the piano. The piano is Stonehenge, and the dust is the concept of being like, hey, I rock. I rock and roll.
Oh, oh no, unfortunately not. Okay. You were dusting a piano, and that piano is Stonehenge. Maureen, this is a 10-pointer if you can steal.
Great.
Tell me the whole thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was dusting a piano. The piano is Stonehenge, and the dust is confidence.
Ooh, you know, all of these guesses were right, but the dust was ego.
I'm not good at this shorthand.
Okay, so unfortunately, though close, we didn't get the 10 points, but we did learn about the concept of being a cool dude and concept of rocking. And that means...
I'll tell you what, gathering some dust is this score, because it's really not going in. 15 to 10 in favor of the Blue Bosses. Blue Bears.
The Blue Bears. That means it all comes down to this final thing. It will either be gotten, and whichever team gets it wins, or the score will pile on more dust, and the Blue Bears will win. So no pressure to the Barrington Bears, but here we go.
Good.
Mm-hmm. A minute and a half on the clock. Barrington Bears, are you ready?
Twister.
Go.
It's a Oshka Bushka Deshka Bashka Heshka Bote Squeeba boo bow dow Squeeda bow 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 I thought, oh,
30 seconds.
Sarafu, Araga Asa.
Kachinga, foo, foo, foo.
Oh.
Inga, mamma.
Saraga Asaraka. Asa.
Shabagasa, shoot. Furgata. Shabagasa, bing, tick.
10 seconds.
Oh, scorched.
All your time.
That is time. Great. Okay, that's time. It all comes down to this. Maureen, what are you doing?
I am collecting a spider and setting it free.
Yes.
But I am not in a normal home place where you might find spiders, especially my bathtub lately. But instead, I am surrounded by rotten egg smells. And then also, it's not a spider, but it is just a roller skating server at an old-timey drive-in diner type place.
Ooh.
Yay, we won! Yay!
Unfortunately.
Yay!
Okay, it doesn't matter, but I want to hear what Simon thinks was going on.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking. So I'm taking a little Spidey and I'm saying, not in my house. And so the house is rotten eggs, because and that's what brings the spiders in. And then the spider itself is just a little casino there in Minnesota.
So close. It was the Mall of America.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
No points on that Dusty score.
But that does bring us to the end of our match, and since that score has gathered dust, it has gathered dust in the favor of the downtown Chicago Bears. That's right, that's our match, loyal fans. The downtown Chicago Bears remain victorious, so give it up at the end of our match for all of your players. Our scores gathered dust, but the comedy did not, so let's give it up for all of your players. That's right, your Barrington Bears, the red team. They didn't win, but they sure put up quite a fight. Give it up for Maureen Winston, Kelsey Myers, and the losing captain in red, Ryan Ford. And now give it up for your victorious and still champions downtown Chicago Bears. Give it up for Tara Egan, Simon Collier, and your winning captain in blue, Catherine Gatzik, who you cannot see, but the show would not exist without, is our incredible music director, David Yance, on the keys all night, and also our stage manager, making us look beautiful and making all the faces that you can't see, Jason Geis. And now give it up one more time for your host, referee, your amazing guide through the labyrinth of comedy, your referee, Heather Scholl. Hope you stick around and check out our D&I talk that's happening right now. I believe so, and we will be back with another match at 9:30. Have a great night.
CSZ D&I Talks deals with serious topics, adult themes, and may contain explicit language. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another session of Comedysportz Chicago's D&I Talks with me, your host, Luis Cortez, a longtime Comedysportz player both here and in LA, and also now I am our Director of Diversity and Inclusion. Now, we started this talk show a while back to introduce you not only to our ensemble members and their stories and their experiences within the improv world, but also to make conversations like this a lot more normal. We normalize them within everyday conversation, and then, therefore, when they come up, they don't feel so awkward, and we can actually make some leeway towards being able to have very inclusive sort of conversations. Now, today I am joined by someone who has actually been here before. We had a nice long conversation the last time she was here. But Susan Harmon is back today because we are going to talk about a very special topic. May, as you may or may not know, is Mental Health Awareness Month. And aside from being an incredible improviser, Susan is actually also involved in the mental health world. So today we're going to have a little conversation about that. But first, Susan, how are you today?
I am delighted to be here, so I am great.
Awesome. I'm very glad that you are here. Now, before we dive deep into the topic of mental health, could you tell me and the viewing audience a little bit about your background in this?
Sure. Well, some of you might know me specifically from Comedysportz in Chicago, where I get to act a fool with Luis, which is delightful. But in my real life, I wear a couple of other hats, and one of those is as a licensed therapist. So I am a licensed licensed practicing counselor, and an LPC, fun little set of initials after my name. But yeah, I see clients in sort of a private practice. I've been doing that I've been in the field for probably about 5 years, and I've been really actively seeing clients for about the last year and a half. So before that, sort of kind of connected to mental health, but not quite as directly. I was a minister, specifically working with college age folks for about 10 years. So edging up a little bit, those kind of big, serious conversations. But yeah, I've been a therapist, listening to people chat in this world, having these conversations on Zoom, and it's been great. So this is an issue that is near and dear to my heart, because I think that we don't talk about it enough, even though I think we're getting much better about sort of breaking down the stigma, but the better we can get at it, the more we can sort of normalize everybody just trying to make it through this crazy world on their own, in their own way.
So, how would you say that your mental health work has intersected with your improv work?
Yeah, so running joke is that like they both overlap kind of continually and constantly. I would argue that being an improviser has made me a much better therapist, just because you never know what you're going to walk into in the room. You never know what someone's going to bring you, and it's really essential that you like create that space where someone is going to come in and that they do not feel judged, no matter what comes out of their mouth and no matter what is going on in their life. And sometimes we can just, because of either things that we've done in our own life or our own past experiences, it might not be a judgment, but there can be a little bit of a reaction to something. Which of course, when you're on the other side of that, as the person like receiving therapy, and you watch your therapist like start at something, that is not ever what you want to happen, because like this is literally the space where I'm supposed to feel safe, saying and getting things off my chest. So being an improviser, like, it's great because I'm like, yeah, of course, that is exactly what you just said. That is an absolutely normal thing. I think has helped me suspend a lot of judgment. It helps me like meet people where they're at in terms of what they're going through, and like adjust to my energy to sort of figure out, okay, in the same way that like we have to, when we come into a scene, it's like, okay, Luis is playing a really high energy character. I'm going to need to sort of like figure out a way to match that in a way that's going to complement it. I have to do the same thing a lot of time in therapy, kind of continually. I'm still always me, but how I show up will really depend on sort of what people are responding to and what's going to be helpful for them. Some folks want someone who's cracking jokes. Other people want someone who's really serious because they want to feel like the room is sort of really calm. And so that flexibility has been great. On the flip side, so my partner Leslie's running joke has been like, I left ministry, but then I just became like the improv chaplain, because I would be at the bar late into the evening, and when people sort of like get a drink or two into them post show and they feel like opening up, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're talking about your whole life. Okay, yep, we're doing it right now. So there was a while that we joked that it's like, okay, can I get practicum hours for this? No, but I love it, and I think that's the thing, like, when I get to have those great moments with people having, whether it's a serious conversation where for whatever reason they just kind of gravitate to me, or us just like joking, but having like making a comfortable space for them to chat, that makes me a better performer, because it means I'm going to be that much more comfortable with them later. So it's been great.
And how would you say let's see, I want to phrase this in the right way, but what I wanted to say was, how does it show up negatively? What are the negative aspects of it showing up in our work?
Yeah, I think it's that joke where we talk about the fact that like, the stuff that we're going through ends up on stage. Mm-hmm. I remember really vividly, I was in a class with a woman who she was going through a divorce, and every single scene she was in, like, if the person playing across from her was the husband or a male who had done something wrong, and it was super adversarial. And it was this thing where she talked about how much this helped her. But I remember having these moments where it's like, I'm glad that you have an out for this, but you just kept thinking like, you're talking to someone else, right? Like, this is not the only place where this is happening. And there's been some moments, less here, but other places that I performed at where really like, you just kind of keep seeing like the same themes and the same stuff come up. And you just sort of want to be like, do you need someone to talk to? Or is this literally the only safe place for you to bring up themes of like betrayal or being hurt? Or a lot of folks, I think, sort of process stuff about parents sometimes in kind of a sideways angle on stage. And I say better out than in, right? Like you got to get it out there. But I think every now and then I will have a moment sometimes after a scene where I have to like check the fact that like I'm not this person's therapist. And it's like, they're fine. If I want to chat with them later, they're fine. They're good. They're cool. And I think in therapy, like in my professional life, it's tricky because one of the things I'm known for is I will use humor because I think especially for folks who are in there for the first time, it's scary, right? Like, because we've talked about like there's the stigma. What does it mean that I'm seeking counseling? Does that mean that I've somehow failed? Like what's supposed to happen? Like you see two like images of therapy from the movies where it's like, is there a couch I'm supposed to lie on? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is weird. Are you just going to stare at me until I cry? And so like cracking a couple jokes to like just get people to sort of relax and realize that like this is the last place you're supposed to feel uncomfortable. This is the last place where you're supposed to feel like you need to be or do anything else, I think can be really helpful. But I have to watch it because if people start laughing, I literally have to check the impulse that you get sometimes as a performer to like chase the laugh, right? So it's like, my job is to make you comfortable. And then we do need to talk about the fact that you're having panic attacks on the L. Like we can't not talk about that. And like, where's that line of making something accessible, or like I talk a lot about like defanging something, right? Like all of these fears and these things in our life, sometimes like, we give them these big, sharp, scary teeth, and sometimes laughing at them or putting in a different context just kind of like takes the fangs out, makes us realize like, okay, this isn't as scary as I thought it was. But I also never want someone to feel like, I don't know, like I'm not taking them and their time seriously. So I think that can be tricky.
Yeah, there's a whole thought process there that I guess I never thought about because it's not what I do. But yeah, that all makes it all makes perfect sense. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that is what you would do. Yeah, checks out. She's a therapist. So as we progress, within our art form, our theater, not just socially, but in so many different ways. What are some things that you would love to start seeing amongst our, I don't want to say our circles, but amongst our industry that we don't do?
Yeah, for sure. I think one, and this is something that I think more and more we're getting better about language and usage, but much like anything, there are these terms that, we may have grown up with or we may have seen in other places that don't register at the time as derogatory. But really, like, if you put yourself in the shoes or experience of someone who is either grappling with a mental illness or having mental health struggles, just being really careful about how we throw around terms and sort of create or contribute to stigma, I think can be really harmful. So I'm sure a lot of us have heard, trying to like stay away from the word crazy, oh, that person's so crazy, just because it's a really sort of condescending and very hard, like, and hurtful term, especially if it's used within the context of someone like is acting really emotionally or erratically. Like you can have like a kind of weird intersection with like sexism and I think issues around mental health, particularly. Oh, she has opinions and is emotional, she must be crazy. And it's like, no, that's just a woman expressing feelings and you might be uncomfortable with that. But other things like folks will sometimes throw around the term like bipolar, right? Like, and then there's this image that sometimes will come up from other stuff where it's like these wild mood swings and, so whether it's on stage or playing characters like this, when in reality, like that's not at all, actually what the experience of having bipolar 1 or 2 is. The other thing is you never know who's on stage with you. You never know who's in the audience. And so seeing something that is maybe like a really salient or kind of like hard part of your life sort of like mocked or made fun of. That's just like, especially at Comedysportz, like it's comedy for everybody. Like, we want to make sure folks are like there in the room, and there's so many other smart and great ways to do that. I've seen some progression. Like, I don't know if LA ever used to do the game Split Personalities, or Me, Myself, and I.
Describe it. We might have
so
the name.
You get the it's either 2 people or 3 people, and it's you're trying to talk essentially all at the same time as a character in a scene. But it would usually get termed, and this is a long time ago in other theaters, but like split personalities. And so, you know, because it's the whole shtick of like, oh, there's multiple people in the one person. And it's sort of like, I get, but like also like dissociative identity disorder is serious and also something that a lot more people struggle with in a variety of different forms. And so where we can just like do something just small, rename a game, you know, like play it a different way. Because I'm sure like what we're not trying to do on stage is like present a scathing commentary about the diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder. We're just trying to make it funny, you know. So like where we can like kind of stay away from that. But I don't know. What do you think, Luis? Like where have you seen like mental health stuff come up in and around the theater, and what do you think we should be doing?
Well, you know, like I don't know necessarily this would fall into mental health, but things have come up in regards to like the way certain things have been named, or the names that they carry. And my original thought in those sort of moments is like, though I agree, I always see these as more like cosmetic changes. But you know, hearing the context of it, like something like that, where it might trigger someone in that way, I see the need for changes like that, and I think we have a lot of, maybe not necessarily in Chicago, but like Comedysportz worldwide, we have a lot of purists who are still very much in that like, well, this is the way we've always played it.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, yeah, in the 80s, and it's not the 80s anymore, and I think it's okay for us to update our product, because you know we've learned things in those 30 to 40 years. So it's okay for us to be like, oh, well, we used to do this because we didn't know any better, but now we do. So the fact that we know better and that we don't change it, I think, is what makes it more of a problem. It's like, you know it's wrong, so just change it. It doesn't mean that you have to sit there for a year, like, you know, constantly being berated about it. Like, it's done. Change it, move on, admit that it was wrong, and we can just progress to larger issues. But
and I hear you on the cosmetics change too, right? Because on some hand, like it can feel like, okay, so we're changing the name of a game, or like I'm careful about like try not to say like OCD on stage, but like at the same time, sometimes cosmetic changes can be important. Like this is a really imperfect analogy, but I mean, people used to argue that like you can't change the label on the Aunt Jemima bottle because that's the classic logo and it's just a cosmetic change. And it's like, one, let's talk about that. And two, like changes are important. Like the things that we see and encounter are important, you know, and like even something small like that can make a difference.
No, and it's true. The entire basis for someone's being is not just, you know, the cultural background that you have, but also the social background and the background of what, you know, what ideas you were surrounded with as you were growing up. And when you see things like that being so like blatantly thrown around, of course you're going to get a skewed view of these ideas. And it's funny because, you know, not to turn this into a therapy session, but I dealt with certain things coming up in the arts. I don't want to say specifically improv, but just, you know, in terms of just like emasculation and the idea of what I was supposed to look like. And in my mind, it wasn't until later that I realized that I thought like all it led was me to just kind of be like, oh yeah, cool, and then just kind of skulking off. But now looking back, it led to certain behaviors that I could tell were coming from those things specifically, and me like needing to prove that I was so like, and it led to just crap behaviors. And it wasn't until much later, you know, having thought through that and acknowledged it, and I wish I had the wherewithal to know to go to talk to someone back then, because of that very similar stigma of like, if you're getting help in that way, you're admitting to something being wrong, and you're admitting to not having been able to do it. Yes.
Yeah, why can't you handle it on your own? Yeah.
Which only would make the idea of me trying to prove my manliness worse.
Yeah.
So,
do you think so? This is another question, Luis, because we're both of a certain age. Do you feel like, and I feel like certainly growing up, like I remember very much like, like folks only go to therapy if they like really can't handle it, or again, like, oh, you must be crazy, you're in therapy, like that sort of stuff. Like there was massive stigma. I remember they used to beg students to come to the counseling center when I was in undergrad. And I mean, now for the past, I worked in higher ed for like 15 years. And at least the last 10 of it, it's like they literally cannot staff enough people in counseling centers. Do you feel like you've seen, especially in like younger improvisers or just like younger folks in general, like that attitude of like, oh, I can't admit that I need this is still there? Or do you feel like that's changing at all?
I think it's changing. I think there might still be some cultural stigmas that hold us back with that.
I hear that.
In the Black and brown communities, there's a lot of stigma against therapy and getting help with mental health stuff in that same way of like, we should be able to handle it. And sometimes what I see as kind of the dangerous idea of like, pray it away. And so, for me, luckily, my dad was a pediatrician. My mom was a teacher. And so, we were allowed to ask questions, and even, we grew up Catholic and we were allowed to question that. And so like, I was lucky enough to at least come from a place where that stuff wasn't so negatively stigmatized. But overall, have I seen a wider change in the idea of just getting help with that sort of stuff? Definitely. And I think things like social media have helped in that way, with people being able to share their stories and I mean, just with myself and certain things that I've come to terms with over the last few years, just knowing that there was like a word for what I was going through, that immediately to me was like, well, if there's a word, that means that there were enough people that they had to make a word of it, which means that
I must be normal again. There's not something so terribly wrong with me.
It's not just me, 'cause it's a word people use. So that just knowing that helped. Like there's an exhale there of just like, okay, so immediately I don't feel alone, which already takes so much of that stigma away from something's wrong with me. And even if there is, it's not just me. So I'm not some freak.
Yeah.
So I think there's been a drastic change from, like you were saying, from just within the last 10 years, if not from when we were kids, and the way people used to talk about that.
Yeah. I definitely hear you. I think, something I'm really aware of, especially in terms of cultural stigma, especially like this field is way too white. I mean, like just disproportionately way, way too white. And we don't do enough, I think, to support, especially POC folks coming up in the field. Like that needs to be easier. I have my own kind of like bone to pick about sort of like how we train people and how it can be really like the parameters put on how we train therapists can make it really hard for someone who like, is like coming at this from a second job, or, like is I think of a coworker I had who had really always thought about wanting to get, a therapy license. And she, she's like, I'm a Black woman with 3 kids. Like I got stuff to do. Like I don't have time to like quit my job. Like that's not something I can do. But I know for me, it's something that I really try to think actively about. Are things happening in like the set that we have of therapy to make sure that it's not like just another place where like white supremacy shows up. So like for me, like when I have clients, like at some point in time, I'll do a thing usually at the end of the first session where I was like, hey, I just want to acknowledge, like I'm a white person. You are not. There's a likelihood that I may do or say something that would be hurtful and harmful. And that is the last thing I want for you. And for you to feel like, 1, if you have the energy, you can call me out on it. But 2, like if at some point in time you're like, no, I need a space where I'm not continually dealing with more whiteness in my life. Like I've really tried to keep like a short list of folks that I know of who are POCs who are practicing, to be able to like give that to folks. Cause I also know, again, as a queer person, I've yet to ever have had a queer therapist. And like, I've had a lot of like beautiful, well-meaning straight folks who have been lovely, but like, man, what would that be like to be in that room with someone who shared those identities? I think that's another.
To check out the entire interview, type !DI Talks in the chat for the DNI Talks YouTube page.
Oh, hey honey, how are you?
I'm doing okay, Aunt Jean. Just trying to keep my head on straight.
Yep, I told that lady at the coffee shop to just give me the whole dang coffee pot.
Yep, how are you, Aunt Jean?
Struggling. Girl, I don't feel confident using this fancy Loom, Zoom, whatever it is. Working remotely, honey, for Aunt Jean just feels so different than working in that office.
Have you thought about taking an improv class?
Child, now why would you think I would do that? I need help at work. I'm funny enough as it is. Right?
Yeah, of course, you are certainly funny, Aunt Jean. But improv classes can help develop other skills. Improv can help folks build confidence or just be better public speakers.
Girl, I'm a working woman. I do not have time for a full 8-week class.
You don't have to. The new training center blueprint allows you to take 1, 2, 3, or even all 8 classes. If you only have time to take 1 2-hour class, then you can sign up for that one. You can also bundle your classes and save money.